Hey guys, recording this ahead of time, even though I did an intro when I did the video. I figured I'd take a few moments to actually pause and say, I do get hot and heated. Look, if you don't like this, that's fine. I have just been built up with everyone bashing, dumping on it. And I went in, I'll believe it. I don't mention the video you'll see next, but I went in expecting to be proven wrong, to be like, oh God, everyone was right. But I was proven to be, I was more closer than I was expecting to be. Now, there are some things that are right. I'll go over a bit more in an aftermath video I'm going to do afterwards where I actually give my own proper thoughts because, again, I get a little heated and I just end it when I should give a better video description of it. But look, going forward, the bulk of this video is me going over the show. And like I said, this is my opinion on things. You are welcome to yours. All I'm asking is you guys make your own judgment on context. Don't just take other people's word for it and then instantly say Kevin Smith is a liar. Again, does he lie? Yes. In the aftermath video, I'll go in a bit more detail about things. All right? But please, that's all I ask, is that you at least give the context. That's why this is going to be a spoiler review, so I can actually give the context. The problem with not giving a review and giving context, and most of the other reviews that aren't giving context, is it's just summing it all up, and then people are like, oh, so it is that bad. You need that context. That's all I'm saying. You need that context. But no one wants context anymore because they just want to believe what's on the surface level is all that there is. That's what it feels like anyway. But again, just go into this, like it, hate it, disagree with me, whatever. If I come off insulting, because I just got riled up again. But please, that's all I ask. Alright? Like I said, stick around, or you can skip to the more summary version right there. I'll hopefully put a timestamp there at the bottom, hopefully, and you can just jump there and find out for yourself. Alright? Okay, so here we go.
Hey guys, StarCraft here, and what the fuck is up with everybody? Seriously, I just got done watching He-Man Masters of the Universe, and you know, I'm a fan. I've made no secret I'm a fan. All right, grew up with the cartoon, saw a lot of the 2000 series, haven't rewatched it recently, even though I should have, and read all the recent DC comics. So, yeah, I know quite a lot about the lore about He-Man. All right, and the fact of the matter is that I get why everyone's upset. There's stuff in here I can see why some people might misinterpret as things. And yes, did Kevin Smith lie? Technically, he did. But yeah, at the same time, when you have the right context of things, you get a bigger picture. And unfortunately, it feels like nobody wants context anymore. They just want to look at things at just face value and just want to take it all in as simply being all like, oh, see, we were right. Oh, we were right in this regard, so that means all of our assumptions are right. Really? Well, why don't we go over what actually happened during this show? Shall we? I got all queued up and everything, and well, I'm not going to actually use the audio. I'm not going to actually do all the clips, but yeah, first of all, yes, it opens up. It's Teela's big day. She is now officially going to be the next in line to be the next man-at-arms once man-at-arms Lord Duncan is actually no longer able to do his duties. Fair enough. If there's anyone who's earned it, it's her. So yeah, it's a big day. She's already captain of the guard, but for her to become the next man or woman at arms, it makes sense that they would want to have a big celebration. Meanwhile, then you have Skeletor, He-Man seemingly there to help the sorceress deal with Skeletor and all of his minions, and which I gotta still say great. All of the voice cast in this is great. I want to make that clear. Especially Mark Hamill as Skeletor. He doesn't go entirely for the Alan Oppenheimer, who does show up in this voice, but he definitely gets the attitude. The whole idea of the ineffectual villain actually becoming serious is nice. We have Orko here trying to help out dealing with Cringer, who, well, true to his namesake, it's a scaredy cat. So he gives him a bubble to save him from the sound of the fireworks. And like always, his magic goes no good. Now, I know people want to complain about Orko being, like, oh, he was a big joke. I loved Orko. I found Orko endearing. And the fact of the matter is, though, I can see this interpretation of Orko. But I will also say this, and I'm going to repeat this throughout all of this. This is a lot better, way better than what Keith Giffen did with him during the DC Comics run. Where basically Orko, now at least Keith Giffen played it up as Orko decided, like, nobody liked Orko. Everyone hated Orko. And he decided to go like, screw you and become evil. Later on, it was revealed that, oh no, he was still a good guy. He just tried to destroy an evil artifact, and it ended up backfiring and turning him evil. And there was nothing to do but to take him out at the end. This is light years better than that. Again, no one knows about that stuff. But yeah, meanwhile, though, you have, you reveal Adam is there, giving Teela a hug, of which she playfully acts like it was an attack and counters him. But again, it's all like, it was a hug. But you're like, wait, if Adam's here, then who's over with the sorceress? Well, it turns out it's, oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I don't need the sub. Oh, yeah, Faker. Of course it's Faker. Who else would it be, right? Yep, as Faker is the one who tricked her and Skeletor is able to get her inside. She keeps on using her magic to try and defend anything, but it turns out then that Skeletor knows a lot more about the castle secrets by now, and knows that there's secrets hidden deep beneath, which, if you're reading any of the comics or anything, hold on a second. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you ever follow any of the comics, you would know then that yeah, there is more to secrets of the castle. Way more secrets than has ever been let on. And with everything going on, they start to go down beneath. And, well, Skeletor tells her the whole, call your champion. And while Teela is getting ready to receive her promotion and everything, and, of course, Man-at-Arms is so proud of her, as he should. Well, then Adam gets word about Grayskull's attack, and everyone heads over there to, well, deal with it once and for all. And while everyone's gone, Adam turns into He-Man and Cringer into Battle Cat, and they go off into battle, dealing with everyone as everything is blowing up. Basically, this whole thing is one big action sequence. And eventually we find out, we see Adam and Teela are doing a great job working together. We find out that the castle, I should say also Teela and Evelyn have a great fight going on. I think Evelyn is really being shown very effectual. But yeah, eventually though, it turns out, we have Mossman as well, who is voiced by Alan Oppenheimer, who does a great job. But unfortunately, he gets killed thanks to the Havoc staff, causing him to be, well, burned to flame. The first death we would get. Poor Mossman. But yeah, eventually though, by revealing the orb of power, well, first of all, He-Man actually stabbed him, finally using that sword like it was meant to, but it opens up the Temple of Wisdom. And with it, you then reveal that the Grayskull, actually, the scary look behind it all, it turns out it's meant to hide its true form. Something that people would want to actually stay in. Yep, there's the true castle of Grayskull. And then with his Havoc Staff, Skeletor then smashes the Orb of Power. But the Sorcerer is able to hold it back just long enough to try and get them to figure out a plan and to see Teela one last time. No, in this season, they do not. This first half, they do not reveal about her secret. They hint off to it, they toy with it, but it's still not revealed yet. But He-Man then reveals, saying, like, what if I transform from this form into and release the energy? Which, that is exactly what he does. He calls forth the lightning, and once he does so, the sword breaks in half, and then Adam he's reverted back to Adam, which Teela sees, and then now they don't go with Skeletor being his uncle in this version because he doesn't recognize him. He's just like, he's just a boy. But Teela is devastated. I mean, just that look as she sees him, and before everything goes. Now, keep that in mind. Yes, she found out the truth right before Adam seemed to die. And then back at the palace, you have Man-at-Arms reveal the deaths of He-Man, and we find out King Randor and Teela neither knew. The Queen knew, which was always toyed at in the original stuff. But yeah, everyone else knew. Now, King Randor goes overboard, but of course he banishes, strips Man-at-Arms Duncan of his title and banishes him, telling him never to make another weapon or anything again or under threat of execution. But then Teela, and this is where I get a little annoyed with her, decides to be all like, I'm done with all of you. Everyone, except the king, knew but me. Everyone I loved kept secrets from me. And she just storms off, taking off her helmet and everything. And yeah, long hair and all that, which explains the haircut later. They don't say it, but it's clearly done as one of those all like cutting her hair to to cut away, the past, like Cora or Blake from, Cora and Ruby respectively, all of that. So that was the first episode, and what I liked about it was, it felt like like they said, the next episode we never got, where Skeletor figures stuff out, decides to go and make one last stand, and then it ends with, Teela finding out, Adam being believed dead, and Skeletor gone, and basically almost all the magic from Eternia is gone. Now, we don't find that out until the next episode, which deals with, the Poison Chalice, where we're introduced to Teela and Andra, which I want to make very clear, they are not boyfriend, and they are not girlfriends. They are not lesbians. Grace Randolph's whole thing saying, it's very Coruscant-like where you feel it. Maybe in this one episode you might think it, but for the most part, no. And we will make this very clear. She still cares for Adam, and even Evil Lynn taunts her saying, I'm not the only one still holding a torch, meaning for He-Man and Adam. So throughout all of this, the whole idea about them being lesbians, entirely projected. Okay, guys, they are not lesbians at all. There's nothing romantic. They are very good friends who, as Andra puts it, she's the brains and Teela's the brawn. All right? And yes, it's going to start to become the Teela show. But the only time where it's solely Teela and Andra is this episode right here. Because afterwards, then we start. And first, she is hired by this old woman here. It's later. Spoilers. It's Evil Lynn in disguise, and sends her off to Snake Mountain, which is actually which first of all, it shows the point out leads to a great bit of a fight sequence between and here's the thing. She's remembering her stuff with He-Man and everything. She is remembering Adam and all that stuff, and the good times they had. If she hated him, why would they show that? They're showing it because she still remembers, and deep down she knows what the issue is, which you find out at the end of this episode. But yeah, when we go inside, they sneak in, and it turns out Triclops and Trapjaw are leading a group of the more technological base, saying technology, magic is gone, technology will rule. And at first, you think this young man and young father and his daughter, you think, especially when this happens, when the father drinks from the chalice and transforms, I'm thinking Oh, great. They're going to kill the father and save the daughter. No, actually, it turns out the daughter is an evil robot herself. So, nice twist. You had me fooled for a second there. But yeah, she's taken out. They're all taken out. They get the chalice back. For a moment, you think Andra killed Trapjaw. She didn't. She scarred him. But yeah, they get out of there, and they fight. They get out of there. You have a nice moment, and you find out that part of what Andra's whole deal is that she reminds Teela of how she used to be, which is very, very clear if you're paying attention. But yeah, they make it to Castle Grayskull. We find out that it turns out the chalice was actually a transformed version of the Havoc Staff, but it turns out she gives that magic to the sorceress. You think she's attacking her? No. Evelyn is giving the magic to the sorcerers. Why? They need all the magic they can gather to create an ember that can actually then reforge the Sword of Power. Why? Because without it, Eternia would go, it's the center of their universe, and without it, the entire universe would collapse. Yeah, so basically this is as Kevin Smith says, originally it was going to be called End of the Universe. So kind of shows, yeah. So Evelyn's doing it because she doesn't want to die, and she needs magic back, of course. Now we have a bit then where they need, because when the swords broke, they went back to their separate areas, Subternia and Praeternia, which represent hell and heaven, respectively. So they have to go into hell and then into heaven to receive the swords and then reforge them together. So already in episode 2, we're given the task and everything, and basically, because He-Man is missing. We have no idea where He-Man, and as far as we are concerned, he's dead, all right? That is what we know of. We think that He-Man is dead, and same with Adam with him. So who else is to go? But yeah, now for the first, Teela's going to be like, no, I'm not going. They still gave me those lies. And then Cringer is the one who talks sense, because one reveals that Teela named him Cringer. Okay. And he says, yeah, I know a thing or two about fear. And he basically calls her out saying, you're not mad because secrets were kept. You're mad because you fear you failed. That Adam, he even says, yes, I knew his deepest secret, but you knew his heart. Again, hint off about how much she cared for Adam. And yeah, basically then that's what finally convinces her to come and help. Because first she's ready to say, the hell with all of you, but it's like, no, you're not so much upset as that, so much as that you found out right when Adam died. Now again, I am not a fan of how bitchy Teela came off during this, but after this episode, this is the worst of it. Besides a little bit in episode 5, but mostly this is the worst of it. Going forward, things are good. And we have a nice moment here between the two. Teela is, she's the only other one who can do it. You have no other magic going on. Man-at-Arms feels like he failed. Who else is going to pick up if Adam and He-Man aren't around? Yeah, it's going to be Teela, all right, people? But yeah, you get to the next one, the most dangerous man in Eternia. Well, if we first get a flashback between Teela and was Merman, voiced by Kevin Conroy, doing a great job. And yeah, we just have a nice flashback that shows that that Teela and He-Man were at their mercy until Man-at-Arms helped them out. And yeah, we lead to a big fight and everything, and they get out. Which then leads us up between Evelyn, Andra, and Teela. So yeah, for this brief moment, it's the ladies. For this moment. But here's the thing. End of last episode, Teela says, we need Man-at-Arms. We need him. Not, oh, let's go get him if we have to. No, she says we need him. But we have a nice bit where Evelyn is chastising him. Teela says, oh, she still has a Skeletor in her closet. To which, yeah, that's where then Evelyn says, at least I'm not the only one still bearing a torch. Again, just showing this bit of them seemingly becoming sisters in arms. Seemingly. When they show up, they find that there's this group that has this fountain that gives off very little magical water till one guy spills it and causes the rest of the town folks to feel like, great, you wasted what little magic we have left. Man-at-Arms helps them out. But then Triclops shows up, ready to attack because they want to get rid of all magic and everything. But then the others start fighting until they seem to be all grabbed until Beastman showed up to help. Turns out Beastman's been protecting Evelyn. Again, you got a man keeping an eye on the woman. Yeah, think about that a second, guys and gals. But yeah, Beastman scares Triclops off. We have a nice moment between Lord Duncan thanking them for everything. And then yeah, as they continue on forward, they make it back and they find out that he was gathering up the waters because Orko is sick. For good reason, of course. Because without magic, he is basically dying. And we don't know about the rest of his people at all. But yeah. And as it goes, and we start to get a little bit of the notion of the whole, oh, I was a screw up, and people would like to point out, no, he wasn't. Again, it's up to interpretation. People have misinterpreted Orko as being he's the weakest of his people, but still has a good heart. And everything, and yeah, but basically, and we get introduced to a character that I forgot about. Roboto, who was created by Man-at-Arms based off of his own memories and everything. And basically, he is decided Roboto, who can actually still reforge the Sword of Power, will come with them. And Man-at-Arms is to go back and protect the Sorceress in case Triclops tries anything. And Roboto, like I said, I completely forgot about. So, but yeah, and but yeah, as it goes on, we then start to we have it be that because Orko and Roboto decide to go with them, Man-at-Arms decides, fine, I'll go with. But like I said, then Teela sends him to be with the sorcerers instead. And then hold on. But yeah, as they're traveling, they get attacked by Merman and his kin again. And which nice little bad eye and everything, until Man-at-Arms comes in and helps them out. And once they get to where the entrance to Subternia, and that is basically when he decides to head back to the Sorceress. Sorry about that, just typing something, but yeah, at the very end, they go down into Subterra, and while Evelyn gets a new skull for the Havoc Staff. So yeah, we then go into the penultimate episode, The Land of the Dead, where we're introduced to Glow, which is basically their version of the devil. We get some great character interaction between Orko and Evelyn. No, seriously, very good stuff. You get Glow is actually, he is the equivalent of the devil or the Lord of the Dead. And basically tells Teela, deal and face me, and then I'll let them all go. To which it's agreed upon, but it's going to be a tough challenge for her. With Evelyn and Orko, we find out Orko was originally supposed to be named Oracle by his family because they thought he was going to be for greatness. Of course, they do a fun joke of saying, "Can I ask you a personal question?" No, I wasn't named Evil. I added that later. Cute bit. The two start to bond very well because Evelyn feels like she was betrayed and everything. She feels like everyone else, she has nothing else for her. All of that. She feels like there's not much else for her. But everyone calls it sorcery. She just called it magic. Again, a lot of this characterization going on between these two is very, very touching. I mean, it's well handled. But yeah, then you get Teela versus He-Man, and she is getting her ass handed to her. Meanwhile, Andra, Roboto, and Beastman are dealing with this Shadow Beast. Nice little bit here, but yeah, the main bulk of it is the fight between the two. And again, it's basically where Teela is confronting her fear, but all the while she's able to keep up with him. Yes, but in the end, yeah, she gets herself curb stomped. It's only when she finally starts to give into the fear, and then Skelegrow takes back over that she's first leads into her facing herself, because here's what Skelegrow starts to do: taunt her. Because part of the other reason why she feels so upset is that she thought Adam was normal like her, not because she thought she was normal, not uniquely special, even though deep down she knows there's something special about her, which is, of course, her mother being the sorceress, which they tease last bit because Man at Arms had to say, "I have something else to tell you," and Evelyn just shuts them down, like, "We don't have time for any more of this family feuding." So yeah, she then starts to tap into that power, which again, if you know about her, that's her sorceress power. All right, and she taps into it, using a lot of it up to get everyone to to cause Skelegrow to glow, to give her the sword, and everyone else to meet up. Which then and then Evelyn uses the last of her magic to open a doorway to Praeternia, which is basically their version of heaven. Wow, look at that. But then Skelegrow comes back, starts to have everyone frozen, and this leads to Orko's big heroic sacrifice, which is a great moment. It builds and builds, and as he's fighting back, everyone breaks themselves free and they leave, and then Skelegrow gets in close, and then Orko takes him out. Just one big blast, and it seems to take out the physical form anyway for Eternia's version of the devil. Way to go, little guy! As they're all blasted into Praeternia, and yeah, they feel all devastated. Now, Teela's about ready to fight, saying, "You should have died, Evelyn." Okay, Teela, shut up. All right, get your upset, but yeah, then Adam shows up, which leads into the final episode. As we have everyone memorialized, even Evelyn. They all leave it, and she leaves her helmet, leaving her with her long white hair for the rest of the episode, as she feels like you were a fool, but she says that so warmly, though. So it's then decided they split up. They try and find King Grayskull so they find a way out there, while the rest of them go and get the sword reforged. Again, does any of this sound like the Teela show here? Does it? But yeah, they go to Hero. This is the original Hero, not the eventual son of Adam and Teela. As this is the original Hero. As he's looking at the sword, realizing like what they can do to forge it. And Andra gets the idea of this whole place is made of Eternium, a very powerful metal. I guess there's a lot of things being rushed here, but it does make sense because they can use the ember, mix in with this powerful core that Roboto has, and he can reforge the sword. Of course, it could blow up in his face, so everyone has to leave. You have this great bit with Adam and Teela working together to try and catch up with King Grayskull during this whole race, meeting up with other prior champions. Teela is the one who actually makes it because, let's be honest, between the two of them, yes, He-Man, it can give her a run for money. Adam, Teela was always better than Adam. Always, in every version, Teela was better than Adam. So for her to be the one to make it the King Grayskull and not Adam makes sense. As now, the other thing to point out, King Grayskull, yes, he's black. Like in the comic, race is never brought up at all. He just is. All right? And yeah, he explains everything about what they need to do and how Adam is the first one to come there into the afterlife in their lesser form, as he puts it. Which leads to a bit then of course, Teela still is feeling conflicted. I'm not a big fan of it. But soon they get everything ready for Roboto to be able to reforge the sword. So everyone leaves the place where they're at. You have a nice meeting between, not nice meeting, you have a stressful meeting between Teela and Adam as they're trying to talk about the lie and everything. But then Teela decides, he wants to know what's going on in Eternia. Teela refused to explain it because she doesn't want, she puts it, I don't want to leave you with all of that guilt knowing what you left behind. Which makes sense. Would you want to? Seriously, guys, would you want to leave someone you cared about knowing that, yeah, you didn't save the world, you doomed it? No, you wouldn't. And then you have Mossman still alive in Brighternia, giving him advice, basically saying how you were given a reprieve because you felt that you were due, you earned it. But if you choose to leave, it's not guaranteed you'll come back here. You could just end up being food for the worms or whatever. And so in other words, yes, he can leave. He can leave because he technically didn't fully die. He kind of did, but kind of didn't. Then you have Roboto forging the sword, leading to a big explosion that, well, takes him out. And let me get to it. Yeah, it kills him. But in his final moments, he says, I felt fear. I actually feel. It's a miracle. What a way to go. And with the sword reforged, and they have a way back to Castle Grayskull, thanks to part of it is in Praeternia, they figure out they need to head back, and Adam decides, I'm coming with you. Oh, and Teela, let me get to it. Yeah, he says, I'm going with you. And she's happy. She is happy. He's saying, I'm going with you. And they make their way there, fighting off Triclops' forces as they go inside. There's the sorcerer again, still looking on the older side. They make their way down, recalling forth the sword as He-Man's starting to. He just said, by the power of Grayskull, all of the energy comes down. Evelyn's staff is starting to work, but she also realizes the skull from the Havoc staff she had is starting to reform. And before Adam can finish it, he's stabbed by a reforming Skeletor who turns out hid his essence inside Evelyn's staff. Her staff. And he apologizes to her at first, saying, I'm sorry about all that, but it needed to be done. She rejoins his side. Everyone feels betrayed. Adam is not dead, but wounded. And Teela was actually like, no! And then Skeletor walks up, taunting Andra a little bit, and then he says, by the power of Grayskull. And it basically ends with Skeletor gaining all the power. And to quote the movie, the live-action movie, now I, Skeletor, am master of the universe. And it ends there with him now with the power of Grayskull and all the power of what makes up the universe. And that's where we end. So, does that sound like the Teela show to you? Or does that sound like the Masters of the Universe show with Teela leading up to a point? Because I don't know what else you guys want. Seriously, what else do you guys want? Huh? Please, tell me, what else do you guys want here? What else do you want? Just because I don't know what else you guys want from this. It expands the lore. Yes, Teela's the focus and He-Man seems silent. So technically Kevin did lie. But it's not the Teela show. They're not lesbians with Andra. In fact, there hardly is anything going on with them outside of the second episode besides her just being there helping out. She still cares for Adam. It's still about the lore. It's still about Eternia. It's still about all this stuff. And Teela isn't always the one driving things. Yes, they put more emphasis on her because she's important for this first half. But we don't know what's going to happen for the next half at all. And He-Man's not dead again and all that stuff. Things are working well. This is playing off of the lore. I do not know what else you guys want. Like I said, technically Kevin lied. Technically, but not to the extent that everyone was accusing him of. So if you guys want to say, oh, but he lied, so we're going to hate all this, everything sucks, then I question how much fans you were. Because tell me, again, I have my issues. The handling of Orko is still off, but it works within the confines here. Kevin's reasons might have been dumb, but the way it was handled was very well. And like I said, way better than the way Keith Giffen did. Seriously, would you rather have Orko go evil entirely? Or would you rather have it be that he actually sacrificed himself in a big way? Huh? And just, what else? Okay, again, He-Man's taken off the board. Okay, that could happen. It's happened before. Yes, Teela has more emphasis, but Adam is back. Yes, he's hurt, but who knows what's going to happen next? I don't think they're going to kill him off. They're already hinting at Teela's sorceress side. That's a big part. They do explain a lot, but not all of Teela's attitude. Everyone gets a moment here. Everyone does. It's not all Teela all the time. Teela gets knocked around still. She is not this perfect Mary Sue going on. None of that. So what do you guys want? Tell me what you want. What else could this show have done? If you guys are actual He-Man fans, what would you have wanted to see? He-Man entirely and Teela just off to the side? This was fine. I don't know what else you guys wanted. Again, you just wanted He-Man to dominate, and it's just typical. Continuing on from the show, nothing more. This was meant to, if you're going to have to try and show the importance of what's going on, He-Man needed to be off the board for a while. Now again, King Randor and Teela's attitudes do go a bit off the rails. I am not a fan of how far they went with Teela. I admit it, but it's not as bad enough to derail the whole thing. Okay, so personally, as a big He-Man fan, as a big Masters of the Universe fan, I feel Masters of the Universe Revelations was a very damn good continuation leading to a finale. Was it perfect? Does it perfectly fit in with everything? No, it doesn't. But on its own, in its own little world, it works fine. I'm sorry I'm getting so angry in this because I did love it, but I am so fed up with people who are just saying Kevin lied, so it sucks, I'm not going to watch it. Kevin lied, Kevin lied, Kevin lied, Kevin lied. It's exactly what we said it was going to be. No, it's not. It is not exactly what you were said it was going to be. Within the context of everything, you guys are looking at everything without the context. Why do I feel like you guys hate context? Why do you guys hate context so much? Because you know, with context, your arguments fall apart. I just provided all of the context you needed. So yeah, why don't you guys actually look at the context before you start making your judgments? Stop looking at everything on the surface and actually start making and start actually coming up with your own opinion. Stop taking what everyone else is saying. Stop feeling because you got a little bit of confirmation bias. That means everything you were told or heard about was exactly true, because it wasn't. If you want to keep on hating it, go right ahead. I won't stop you. But I feel at the very least you guys should check it out and get the context and judge on the context. And if you guys are still arguing about it with the context and I don't know what else to say, please tell me. If you actually watched it and you still have issues, tell me what those issues are, because I provided all the context I am capable of providing with it. And if it's still not enough for you, I can't help you. You guys hate it, whatever. This is StarCraft. Tingrid and I will continue our Godzilla retrospective tomorrow. I will catch you guys on the other end.
Hey guys, like I said at the start, I'm going to do this more of a straight review at the end. I do have issues. I kind of act like there was no flaws. I do have issues. I wish there was more He-Man, but he's not in the title, guys. It's not He-Man, the Masters of the Universe Revelation. It's just Masters of the Universe Revelation, meaning it's more than just about He-Man. But yeah, we could have done with more He-Man and more Skeletor. And yeah, I kind of brush over a bit, but Teela is insufferable throughout a lot of this. But the worst being the second episode. That is where she's at her worst. And those bits in the fifth episode as well. But I would say from 3 and 4, she gets better. But in 2, end of 1 and into 2, and then those bits of 5 is insufferable. She is a brat. Which makes me question her deserving being the Man-at-Arms with how bratty she is. But, like I said, there's a lot of issues here. And there's a lot of stuff that doesn't resolve. We still don't get stuff with the King and Queen yet, which we probably should. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't hit all the marks. Is it flawless? Hell no. But I do still enjoy it. Alright? That's what I say. Overall, I do enjoy it. I did really love it. And I feel, is it what everyone said it is? No. I do not agree with that. You're welcome to think that if you want. But like I said at the start, I hope you guys get context from all the spots I pointed out. Please, that's all I ask, is take context. Stop taking everyone else's word for it. Stop thinking like, oh, Teela's a girlfriend. They're lesbians. Like, okay, now, here's the big one. Did Kevin lie? Not in the first bit, when he was counteracting Clownfish, not entirely. He said, Teela does have a girlfriend. Obviously, they were meaning lesbians. And he's right, they're not. He-Man step aside for Teela. No, he made a choice and he's taken off the board. And among other details, he wasn't lying there. Now, he was lying when he said that Teela is not the main focus. She is for these 5 episodes. Yes, she is. I will not deny that part. That part, if you want to just look at that and just end it there, then fine. That, yes, he lied. And if that's where you don't want to watch it, then fine. But this, I feel Teela is not, she's the main focus, but she's not the one where everything's revolving around. Not entirely. It's about everyone involved. It's an ensemble. It's the masters of the universe. So you have Teela, you have Andra, you have Orko, you have Evil Lynn, you have Beastman, you have Man-at-Arms, you have Orko, and you have Roboto. All of them are involved in this. All right? And they all contribute something. They all get a moment to shine. And then Adam shows up at the end. We don't know where things are going to go given that cliffhanger, which is a shocker of a cliffhanger. What are they going to do for the last 5 episodes? I don't know. But it does feel like it could lead to a good, satisfying ending. And like I said, is this perfect? No. But I do feel like I was justified in saying Rob David actually had a hard hand in this. And it shows. It really does show that I can see Rob David's fingerprints all over the place. If you actually read the DC Comics stuff, it's everywhere. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Man, I hope you guys understand. All right, I love He-Man. This whole past few months leading up to this have been so stressful that's why I get so heated when I did the bulk of the video, and I apologize for that. But I did enjoy this. And I hope some of you can get enjoyment out of it too, all right? Catch you later.